Been a couple of days since I gave an update. Some of you have asked how we're doing here, and we're doing fine. Not that much has changed. The reason I haven't checked in these last 5 days is mainly because of the need to disconnect a little bit from all the craziness in the media. Um, but I'm back and thought I would just put together a quick list of 5 things I'm concluding or learning or lessons from this coronavirus pandemia. I originally thought that Spain was, at least a week or two ahead of the U.S. It looks like U.S. is catching up really quickly. In fact, in terms of total number of cases, unfortunately, USA just passed up Spain 2 days ago. And I think now I looked 65,000 cases versus 48,000 confirmed cases in Spain. And so my first lesson is just please take this seriously. This is, I know I've looked, it seems like some places in the US are maybe being hit harder than others, and so other places aren't taking it very seriously. But from everything I'm gathering from what's happening here in Spain, it's going to hit everywhere eventually, just a matter of time. So remember that the social media, social distancing, and not going out of your house as much as possible is not necessarily for you. It's for the percentage of people who are going to get it if you don't help slow it down, and to prevent collapse of the health systems. The health systems are overrun here. I've mentioned this before, and I think it's starting to happen already in the U.S. to some extent. Deaths will rise. We've had 3,500 deaths so far in Spain. I think there's only 900 in the U.S., but deaths are on the rise. But again, those are confirmed deaths from corona, and I think the bigger problems are probably related to people just not being able to get the medical attention they need. So that's my first thing. I've put together 5 things. So number one is take it seriously. Number two is disconnect from media. That's what I had to do. I wasn't sleeping well. And at the advice of Holly and some friends, I realized I was just super saturated with messages, with media, um, with all kinds of just stress from it. And so, I recommend taking time off every day if you can to ignore the media, ignore messages. I basically took most of Monday off. Part of it was because I needed to, and part of it was because I experienced something I've never experienced before, which is, I guess, technically called gamer's thumb, but it's basically a tendonitis of my thumb from texting so much. And it got to the point on Sunday night, I could not actually pick up the fork from my placemat to eat my dinner. It got so bad. I was in so much pain. So I've never had too much compassion for people with gamer's thumb, like from texting or gaming too much, but it really is, it's a real thing. And so I've been icing and it's getting better. Also put my phone on silent, I think for the first time maybe ever on Monday. So that's just what I'm needing to do to disconnect a bit from media. So third piece of advice that I would mention is I've realized that my early in the week, last week, panic buying, my only trip to the grocery store was really dumb. So I have sitting in my office a large bag of spaghetti and pasta and rice. And the reason it's sitting in my office is because Holly said to me, we don't have room for that in our kitchen. So that was really dumb of me, but I explained in one of my earlier videos that I just kind of panicked at the store. I saw people filling their carts, and I was like, at least we'll have rice. Uh, I also got 5 bars of chocolate. Actually, that was probably not a bad choice. I've actually worked through those pretty easily. Which brings me to my number 4 point, which is that this time I'm realizing is revealing for me some idols in my life. In fact, chocolate would be at the top of the list there. My daughter Anna said to me yesterday, she's like, Dad, I looked in your drawer and you ate all 5 bars of chocolate this last week. And my response was, yeah, well, honey, it's been a hard week. Which I guess is on one side it's a bit amusing, but the reality is it's revealing uh, my go-to in time of stress. So yeah, and other things too, just sort of workaholism and thinking I can fix all this and control things and use technology and messaging and emails to bring everything under control, and realizing that those are also idols of my heart. And so the last thing I would just say is that I'm starting to conclude, and I would pass on as well as a advice, is just to receive this time as a gift, realizing that even on Monday when I disconnected from technology, uh, I started a project which I haven't done in years, which is trying to go through my file drawers. Actually, I'm a little ashamed to admit I have about 10 file drawers full of papers, and most of them I haven't even looked at in years. So it's just starting to go. I got through about a third of them on Monday. Found some really neat memories, some old papers. Even sent some messages to some people about it. But it's kind of fun to realize I can do some things I haven't done before. I'm thinking in the next day or two I'll probably get back into some music, things that I've abandoned for a couple of years. I've heard from friends I haven't heard from in 10, 15, 20 years, have sent me messages, had some phone conversations. Every night we go out on the balcony at 8 p.m. and clap for all the whole city erupts in applause for the health workers. And afterwards, we have these great conversations with our neighbor across the way and then our neighbor downstairs, just sort of leaning over the balcony. I've had some of the best conversations I've had with my neighbors in years. Last night I had a virtual hangout with a friend of mine here in the city. We basically went to the bar, had a drink over internet, over Zoom. So anyway, those are things that I'm realizing that I need to thank God for and receive as a gift in this time. Even though obviously it's not to take this time lightly. People are struggling with health. People are dying. It is a pandemia, and especially the health workers. Just kudos to all the health workers out there. They're really the soldiers in this war. So with that, I'm going to sign off. But yep, we're doing well. Thanks for your prayers. We're praying for you in the United States as well, and look forward to being in touch with more of you in these next few weeks. Looks like our quarantine is going to last minimum a month, says the president. So, okay, bye bye. Take care. God bless.